Okay. Welcome, everybody. Most of you already know me. Most of you that have taken my classes, you know me. But for those that have not, my name is Dr. Dennis Kiawi. I'm an Azure solution architect. I work with CSAT solutions here in Houston, Texas. Okay, so let me make sure I mute everybody. Emma, I'm going to make you the co-admin. Can you help me mute a couple of people?
Yeah.
Yes, please. All right. All right. So let me switch also. This is my phone also because I see distractions coming in all directions. All right, it's muted. Okay, so I'm just going to mute everybody. All right, everyone is muted now. If you have a question, please you can text it on the chat or hold on to the end of the presentation, and then you can ask your question. All right. So I was saying my name is Dr. Dennis Kiawi. I'm a CEO of Kiawi Tech Consulting Services. I'm Azure Solution Architect by CSAT here in Houston, Texas. Prior to becoming an Azure Solution Architect, I was the database administrator, Microsoft SQL Server database administrator in the field. And I moved on to Azure Solution Architect because I feel that this is the future of the IT industry. Everything is evolving, and a lot of companies are moving to the cloud. And I think that this is a very good direction for you to follow. Now, there are also a lot of there are still a lot of jobs in the database administrator field that I transitioned from, but I still wanted to follow the future, to just see and grow along the future. The good thing with this program is that most of the features that you will be learning here are still in the developing phase. So you are actually learning a product that is actively being developed, right? How cool is that? To learn something that's actively being developed. So the program today, we just want to give you an advanced knowledge on what Microsoft Azure program is all about. It is actually an advanced class. For those of you that have taken a SQL Server class, you will look at this as an advanced SQL Server class. So I still call it an advanced SQL Server class, right? Azure Cloud Computing. Now, if you don't have an IT background, right, it is very, very challenging for you to go through this and really be able to secure a job. I have to make it very, very clean and clear for everyone. You can
understand that.
You can still do it, but with a lot of challenges, right? In the past, I've actually not admitted anyone here without an IT background, and I still want to maintain that. If you don't have an IT background, this program is not the right program for you. Okay, so now talking about this program, first thing that will come to your mind are certification. What type of certifications are available? We all know that Microsoft on-premise roles are retiring by the end of next year, January 31st. All those certifications will retire, right? Meaning, if you already have it, well, you can still keep it for 2 years, but after that, you can no longer take it. Then you have to move on to role-based certification, which are all mostly cloud-based. And these are a couple of certifications that you can take along this course. Now, starting up with Azure Fundamental AZ900, you have Azure Administrator Associate, which is AZ103, and the other ones for developers, Azure Security, DevOps. These are really not certifications that are geared towards people that have a database background. But if you have a different background, like application, web development, these are certifications that you can also take. Now, the next certification where every single one of you should look up to are the Azure Solution Architect Expert, the AZ300 and 301. These are the most recent certification that will give you that. But for you to take 301, you must take 300 first before you take them. But these certifications are changing on a constant basis, meaning that once we get to a point where you need to take a certification, reach out, I will look up and tell you what certification you need to take. I could be talking about this, and by the time you're done with this program, it's no longer valid. It's a different certification that you have to take, right? So always reach out. Now, what are these certifications all about? The fundamental just talks about, it focuses on the cloud concept. Now, cloud technology is not something so dramatic that most of you are not aware of. All of you right now are already using cloud unknowingly. All of you have a Gmail account, you have a Google Drive account, maybe you have Apple iCloud account, and all these cloud services. That's already the cloud computing field. Now, when you deal with the foundation, it is really not a required certification for people like you that already have an advanced knowledge. People who just want to have an understanding on what cloud technology is all about, they could take this fundamental, which talks about cloud concept, Azure services, pricing, support, fundamentals of cloud security, privacy, and so on. Now, the associate one now focus on people like you. You can start up with an associate, Azure administrator associate, which focus on implementation, monitored, and of solutions. It talks also about the compute storage as well as Azure foundations, right? And then the last one, which is really the solution architect, is really, it looks at the core foundation of this program, you know? So it's also very intense, and it really looks at all the different concepts that you have, the different solutions that you're going to provide for the company, and so on. So who are those that can take this program? Like I said, if you are an aspiring database administrator, you are a developer, a data scientist, database administrator, you can actually take this program. It's actually geared to help you have an understanding of what this program is all about. What are some of the possible careers that you can have when you finish this? We have, most renowned one is Microsoft's Azure Solution Architect. You could also become a Microsoft Azure Administrator, Cloud Computing Engineer, Cloud Solution Engineer, Cloud Solution Architect, Microsoft Azure Developer, and all that. So there are a whole range of different careers. Some companies just give different names. So when you're done and you're looking for a job, these are the kinds of keywords that you might be using in order to get the best search out there for the jobs that are in the field. Now, this is actually a very lucrative field, though. I must be very, very honest with you. Cloud Solution Architect make a lot of money. I got this one from this website. It's called paysa.com, which actually put them at a very high rate, you know, averagely $178,000. But mind you, this is the average. This even goes all the way to 240 and above, as well as 144 below, right, for solution architects jobs here in the US. So, so you are actually going into a field that is highly paid, and it's very, very lucrative for the amount of money that you invest on it. So the return on investment is really, really high for this. Now, these are some of the top companies that hire cloud solution architects. We have Microsoft comes first. It's their product. It places you between maximum of 198. We have Accenture, 160 Intel, 188 IBM. IBM is really low though, 128. Oracle, 147, and so on. So really, their salary really depends on the company that you find yourself in. Right? So you can do your own research. Go on Bureau of Labor and Statistics, search for that information. You can find more data on the average salaries for database administrators, Azure SQL Server Database Administrator, or Azure Cloud Solution Architect. Now, what about the future of IT industry? 90% of all IT industry for the next 10 to 20 years project to have a multi-cloud environment. What do we mean by multi-cloud? Which means cloud, either they will be combining AWS from Amazon, Google, or Microsoft, or Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud. So This just tells you that for the future, you need an understanding of cloud technology. It's not if, it's when this will hit you. So if you're in the IT field and you don't care about the evolution, you will soon be out of job before you notice. So as things are evolving, you need to also evolve with time, right? And you can see that these are statistics not made by me. These are statistics that you see out there. Now, what is the growth of data? We are all talking about 5G, right? Data explosion, where everything was going to be interconnected. By 2025, we're expected the world, the total data in the whole world is expected to hit over 175 zettabytes. I don't know if you can imagine how big a zettabyte is, but that's huge, right? It's huge. We have a gigabyte, a terabyte, a petabyte, and a zettabyte. So a zettabyte, that's if you factor 15 zeros, right? So that's huge amount of data. The world data is expected to swell. And when data evolves, what happens with it? People need to manage the data, right? So that's why I know I'm always going to be in business. So long as I'm involved with this, I know my future is secured. So long as I learn along the evolution of the IT industry, I'll always be in business, because as this is growing, it is projected that the rate at which data is growing will surpass the rate at which people learn the technology, right? So we're always going to have that breach, that gap, right? That cannot be filled. That's why we're here for. Now, investment in the IT, in the public cloud is expected to hit $277 billion by the end of this year. From 162 years ago, we're expected to hit 277. That is a tremendous increase in terms of that. And companies are seeing the gain by moving to the cloud. And that's why you see them investing a lot of money in this, So whatever field you feel you want to move on to, whether you want to stay in the field of database administration or move into developing apps, developing applications and websites, you should consider cloud-based computing as on your priority list, because these are things that will definitely happen. Right? It's already happening. The present company where I work right now, when I started, they had 50% of their infrastructure was on-prem and 50% was in the cloud. And since I joined them, we've been doing nothing but moving. We've just been moving them to the cloud, migrating all those databases. All my project has been on migration. How do we move databases? And for some of you who already have some IT skill and you're going to move, start looking for a job, some of your most popular project will be, how do I move? We sit on-premise, how do we move to the cloud, right? And companies are doing a lot of investment on that. Now, you see, these are projections all the way to 2026, the investment in cloud technology, and we are expected to hit over $500 billion by 2026 in investment, right? Companies are expected that by 2026, you have more than $1 trillion investment in cloud technology. And this investment requires individuals to manage them. So take this extremely important, because this is a field that is going nowhere anytime soon, right? And you see here, clearly here, these are PaaS, IaaS, and SaaS. These are different technologies that you hear when you start taking the classes. This stands for platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and software as a service. And you see clearly here, a software as a service is growing. Every field is growing, and all of you are already using software as a service. Right now, you cannot get Microsoft Word without taking Office 365. Office 365 is a software as a service. You don't care about how the server is running. It doesn't run on the server that you know. You don't care about the upgrades. You don't care about maintenance. All you know is If I want to use Word, I need to use Word. It's going to work. Microsoft takes care of that for you. Right? Okay. Who are the big drivers, big cloud drivers, right? What makes company want to move to the cloud? That's what I call the drivers. Scalability, of course. Companies want to be easily scale their infrastructure. If today we have 1,000 users, if suddenly my user numbers go to 1 billion or 1 million, I don't want to start struggling, trashing all infrastructure and buying new one. I just want to be able to scale as business grows. Scale up and scale down. What about people that are in the sales industry? By Black Friday, a lot of people are logging into the website and trying to purchase last-minute sales. Now you have the traffic on your website grows exponentially. How do you cope with that? Do you go now buy web servers just to host users for a weekend? No. You just want a platform that can easily grow, and then when the numbers reduces, it just grows back, it shrinks, and you only pay for that amount of resources that you use. Okay, agility. Companies want to be infrastructure that are agile. You can easily develop as time goes on. Cost, of course, there's a significant cost expectations drop when you move to the cloud, because you take all that cost that involves coming from a CapEx, which is capital expenditure, and operational expenditure. The capital expenditure now comes in when you have to buy servers for a project that you are not making any money from it. You are still trying to develop. Right? So all that is cut down. Mobility, innovation, competition, competition advantage. You want to leverage the best resources out there. You want to make sure that you are using the best servers. You're always going to have the best softwares, and some companies just have internal mandates that actually push them to. So these are some of the big drivers that push people to actually move to the cloud. And of course, we know about the serverless driving cars. All that is going to run based on data. And who generates the data and who manages the data? Cloud providers are the only ones that have huge servers that can take care of that. Right? All right. Prerequisite. We expect you to have at least an IT background. Right? It could be in any IT field, maybe database administration, any IT field that we will. If it's not in a database field, I will need to review to see what you already know in the IT field to see if you qualify to take the class or not. Right? Knowledge of server virtualization will be a plus for you. Right? And the fundamentals of Azure will be also a big plus for you to being successful in this class. And just the motivation and willingness to learn. That's some of the things that we really need from people today to take this class. And how is this class outlined? We start off with advanced SQL Server database administration, which is building from a previous class. So most of the things that you're doing here are things that we've actually done in some of the classes that you have taken from us. But the focus of this class is really on this part 2, building an understanding on how Microsoft Azure functions, right? And this is a bonus part of it, an SSIS package that we can learn how to deploy them, which can be included towards the end of the project. What do we expect? Your participation, being in class, do homework. Every single thing here is project-based. We have a lot of projects, right? And at least we expect you to attend at least 95% of the classes. Even though it's virtual, we still need you to be in class to be successful. And I will promise you to help you secure a brighter future if you put in 100% attention in what you're doing. And of course, I want you to do that because these classes are not for free. You're taking a lot of time off your family, off your work, dedicating for this. So why not just give the best to get the best out of the system? Now, this program is a 4-month program. For those of you who are not going to look for jobs, some people are here, they're already working. They just want to have the knowledge, cloud computing knowledge. They're not going to go ahead applying for jobs. In 4 months, you should be done with the program. But for those that are really here to look for a job, we will have intensive interview and project phase towards the end of this. All right. And if you are here, you already done one of our programs, you are still going to be applying for a job while doing this. Because you will see when you start going through the job description, you see a lot of time knowledge of Azure required. A lot of jobs right now are rolling out a job, they require you to know Azure, you know, especially Microsoft SQL Server Database Administrator positions. Okay, so for the schedule, we are suggesting possible schedule, but we are also willing to work with all of you to find a schedule that works well for the people that are going to take the class. We have an Azure class right now that's going on and it's gradually summarized. They're running rapid up by the end of this month. And the schedule so far has been the best. Everyone loved it. I would love you guys to take that schedule, but I'm okay to work with you if that schedule doesn't work. That schedule is Fridays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then Saturday from 12 to 2, 2-hour class. I realize that a 2-hour class, people have the best attention within a 2-hour class, and they are very, very productive, and they don't stay away because they know the class is just 2 hours and they're done. So generally, these classes are 2 times a week. I've had a session where I had 4 hours straight. I didn't like it. The students didn't like it. So for now, while I'm wrapping up with the other class, we will have a discussion on the schedule to see what works best for all of you. All right. What's the advantage taking this class with us? One, you are being trained by someone who is actually in the field. I don't just teach you theory. I teach you what we do in the field. As well as everyone that's involved in the training here are IT professionals in the field, and they provide you the hands-on experience in the field. Well, all our classes have been recorded. If you miss a class, you can rely on the recorded videos. We help you with the resume building, as well as access to our online platform, social media, where we have a whole range of IT professionals that are there ready to really help you. I'm so happy with this community that we're building here, because the community of people who are not self-centered, the people who are there really genuinely ready to help you, you know, so you can rely on them. You know you are covered, you know, and we provide you all the job support when you get the job. We have conferences that come up either from our partners that we invite you to join the conferences, or us organizing all our own conferences. And then you have lifelong learning through our webinars. We offer webinars every Tuesdays that offer you an opportunity to stay connected. So what I'm going to say is, once you go through this program, get connected with the right people that have the right mindset, and you will never regret that decision. All right. This is actually from a last class. The slides are not really, the Black Friday sales is not there. Right? But the tuition is actually $2,000. Every single one of you, we have a special discount of a 10% discount for those that complete their tuition within 2 months. So this replaces this Black Friday sales that we have here. Right? If you pay your tuition within 2 months of the training, you get a 10% discount off your fee. Right? But otherwise, your down payment is $500, and we expect you to pay $500 every month, or $250 every 2 weeks for this program. Right? So that's it. Yes, that comes to the end of this presentation, and an open room for questions. Questions, please. Guys, feel free to put your video. It's just orientation, it's not a class.
So I have a question. So with I was just thinking how you were saying that most things are moving towards the cloud these days.
Yes.
And Amazon seems to be one of those people that use cloud computing.
That's right.
So the question is, I was just thinking, this is not really a good question for orientation class, but I was just thinking, what happened when the COVID hit and they were unable to support the number of users or the number of connections to their web pages.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand that in any field, there's always that learning curve, and people make projections, but the reality maybe sometimes surpasses this projection. When COVID hit and everyone realized that working from home was the best thing that could happen, and a lot of companies have actually changed policy. Companies that were seriously against working from home have actually realized that their employees are more efficient working from home, and they're changing the policy. So there was a rush from Zoom. Zoom sales saw by 3,500% if you were someone who gets involved in buying shares. They also saw a tremendous increase in number of subscribers, which actually surpasses the possible connections that they could handle. But then they start growing with that. So Amazon is one. So that I said we offer here at Carewita, we actually offer all those different courses. We offer classes also on Amazon cloud solution, which is one of the trainings that we offer also. We offer Azure and database administration. All these different cloud platforms are good. You ask me, is it good to take Amazon or Azure? I will tell you any one of them is good, right? But you only have to do it based on what are your long-term goals and where do you see yourself. If you're coming from a Microsoft SQL Server background, I will tell you the best cloud solution, cloud platform that you should go for should be the Azure. If you're coming from an Oracle background, having a Linux background, AWS is better for you, you know. But at the end of the day, anyone in the IT field should have at least some cloud computing experience. It is very, very important, especially nowadays. Yeah. Questions, please.
Doctor, when did you say this class is starting again?
This class will start latest next week once we agree with the program.
So are we agreeing on the schedule today?
Yes. Yeah. After we've answered all the questions, we can talk about the schedule.
So about the certifications, I might have not seen the previous slides or the first few slides, but how are we going to get certified?
Let me bring it back here. There you go. Yes.
Yeah, so how is it that we're going to get certified here?
Well, certifications are offered by Microsoft. All we need to do is register for the certification and take the certification when you're ready. Right? Here, we have a series of certifications. I just talked about the fact that every single one of you should start up with Associate and then end up with Azure Solution Architect. Well, the good thing here is this is not a prerequisite to take the expert level. Right? You can just go to the expert level without taking the associate. But I would like to test the water. The certifications are just $165. So you can actually test the water by going with the associate first before you go with the expert level. But all the certifications, the training is tailored towards you being able to write and pass the certification. Questions, please. This is time for questions.
Yes, I have a question about the Azure solution training.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you said that somebody has to have a prerequisite. Somebody needs to know. Somebody has to have some computer background knowledge, right? Like database administration, or you can just go in and.
Yeah, the background knowledge must not necessarily be database administration, right? But this is not a good course for someone with absolute zero IT knowledge, right? I will always tell you to do something else, because at the end of the day, it is not just to do the course. It is to, what can I do with this when I'm done with it? Will what I have here help me secure a job or not? You know. So and I have to be very honest with you. Most of the things that we do here require some deep understanding of how IT infrastructure functions. You know, so you can do it, but with a lot of difficulties. But I personally will not advise anyone that has no IT background take this class.
You have a question in the chat.
All right, there's a question in the chat. Let me see, where's the chat? Sharing the screen, and I can't see the chat. Let me stop sharing. Okay, I got it here. Do you also have the same? Do we also have the same 2 weeks trial like you have in? Yes, you also have a 2 weeks trial to take the class without making any payments, right? Within the first 2 weeks of these classes, you don't have to make a payment. You can walk away after that if you feel like this is not something for you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Since SQL certification, Microsoft will be ending that certification by early next year.
Yes.
I wish to ask you if Azure is included, and if it is included, what is the best advice to go about all taking the certifications?
Yes, a couple of Azure certifications are included. If you go through the link, Microsoft certifications, you will see the ones that are being retired. The ones that are listed here are the ones that are replacing order. But going forward, everything certification will be role-based. So Microsoft have understood that because everything is moving cloud-based, it's difficult to draw the line between a network engineer and a database administrator, or between an Active Directory administrator and database administrator. That line, there's a thin line that's fading away between those two roles. So there's no longer strictly database-related certification or network-related network-related certification. The certifications right now are based on what is your role in the company. What role are you performing? Then you're certified based on that role. So role-based certifications are what Microsoft is offering. So all the other,
is it still advisable? Say
it again. Say it again.
I was just about to ask if it is still advisable to go ahead and take the SQL certification that will be ending by early next year. Is it still advisable, or you just wait and take the one that is role-based?
Well, if someone is not taking cloud computing class, I will say yes, go ahead and do it. It is advisable to do it because when you take a certification, it is valid for 2 years. Even before Microsoft started retiring this certification, in real sense, a certification is valid for 2 years. All certification, because it's based on the technology. When you take a Windows 2012 certification, and we're talking about Windows 2019, how valuable is that 2012 certification again for you? It's really useless, right? So as technology evolves, certifications have always been evolving with technology. So, but if you are not into this, I will say it's nice to have it, you know, but you know, in this field, certification is not what gives you the job, right? It is the amount of knowledge that you have that gives you the job. So certification or not, you will still get the job, but certifications are good for career advancement. And for those of you who will end up doing consultancy services with other companies to show a mastery of the subject matter when you're trying to get clients to give you contract, it's good to have certifications on your resume.
Thank you.
Question, Doc. Doc.
Yes.
Yeah. I know the previous certification for the Microsoft they expire every 2 years. I don't know if the Azure is still going to be the same expiration date. I don't know.
So I don't know that. I really don't know that if that will expire every 2 years. But I want to think so. But I really don't know that. I really don't know if it will expire every 2 years. But one thing that I feel like it might not expire every 2 years is Microsoft is things that are evolving are not. Let me not say it. I really don't know it. Yeah.
Okay. One more question.
Yes.
Yes. I've realized that most of the jobs that we're going through on the internet requires the students to have PowerShell. I don't know this curriculum class. I don't know if we're going to have to be doing a PowerShell at some point, But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I was like asking, are you gonna include that at some point in your program so that we can be up to date with the market requirements?
Yes. So the Microsoft Azure, we use two languages, SQL and PowerShell. Right. So those are the languages that we use for throughout the program. It's SQL, PowerShell, and command prompt. So most of the deployments that we'll be doing here will be on PowerShell. We'll use PowerShell to deploy them. Let's say, okay, we want to create a database. How do you create a database using PowerShell? We want to back up databases. We want to create a storage account. We want all those things we go with PowerShell. But we are not going to teach you the fundamentals of PowerShell. Right? So those are things that you have to learn them on your own. But we will teach you how to deploy resources using PowerShell, which is part of the training.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, PowerShell is, I mean, in the cloud world, you need to learn PowerShell. If you want to go far here, just like in AWS, you need to know a little bit about Linux. Here, you need to know PowerShell. Yeah.
Okay. One more thing. I also realized that the cloud job require also to have a lot of knowledge on the business intelligence, like Power BI and SSRS. So if you also have that incorporated, or is something that we have to learn on our own?
Yes. So there's a bonus section on this program, which is actually on SSRS. It is not an extensive program on SSIS Power BI like you take for if you really want to just learn Power BI SSIS. That can be really extensive, but it is strictly limited on the database management aspect of it, right? So there's that section is also part of the training. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any question? All right. It's 11:44. If there's no other question, I would like to suggest the schedule. Let's talk about the schedule. All right. So I have two schedules which I would like us to adopt. An initial schedule right now, and eventually boils down to the full schedule, which is the schedule I would really like for you guys to adopt is the one that we're working on right now, the current Azure class. It's a Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It still gives you enough time when COVID is over to still go out for parties, enjoy yourself. You have to study, but also play. It's important. And then on Saturday from 12 to 2, which still gives you enough time to relax on a Saturday morning and do your morning duties before you take a 2-hour class. It's a 4-hour class per session. But that slot is not available now, right? So let me just say it again. The final slot that I would really like you guys to take, and it worked out so well, the students were so happy with it, is Friday from 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Saturday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Right? Those are the schedules so far, but this slot is not available now. So that's why I'm proposing these slots for you guys for now. A temporary schedule, which is this. Mondays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then Saturdays from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30. What do you guys think about that?
What about Wednesday?
Okay, we talked about Wednesday. Just remember, it will be very difficult to satisfy every individual here.
No, this schedule is a perfect schedule. The Monday and Saturday schedule, for at least.
Yeah,
it's a perfect schedule.
I agree with that one.
So Monday, 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then Saturday, from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I like
Yes,
this one.
Yes, sir.
so
I love that
the
schedule.
temporal schedule too is it's good on my side, sir. So
Okay.
I think that's good.
So the thing is, I normally say a temporal schedule, but if you start it and you guys like it, we'll keep it. We go with what the majority want. Is there anyone here that cannot attend any of this? That would really like to take this class but cannot take any of this schedule?
Yes, Prof.
The Monday,
The Monday's program,
if,
I mean,
if
the
it's,
Monday, oh, sorry.
Yeah, go
If
ahead,
it-
Mira.
Yeah, the Monday slot doesn't favor me at all.
Okay.
Yes, but the Saturday, is perfect for me.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay.
probably the old schedule, like the Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is
Mhm.
just so good as well. I
Okay.
know it's not
That slot,
available right now.
it's not
Mhm.
available right now.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Stephen, you said something? Stefan.
Yeah, Monday is difficult, though.
yeah, Monday, it's not that really difficult. It's just like 6 p.m. That's the
Not
time I get
AM. Is it AM?
6
No.
p.m.
PM. Yes.
Yeah, I get home around 6:30, 6:45. So
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to
So.
make it. But if we satisfy to everybody or to the
Mhm.
month,
Mhm.
yeah, we can do it. I don't mind. I can catch up later.
Okay. So Mira, Eddie, and Stefan, if this was to move from 7 to 9, sorry, yeah, from 7 to 9, will that still be a problem?
Yeah, 7 to 9 is better.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
For me, no, but
Doctor.
I can watch the videos after. I have a different meeting.
Okay.
So Doc,
All right. All right.
how soon is the Friday
7
and
to
Saturday
10.
going to be available for us? How soon?
The Friday and Saturday will be by the end of the month.
Okay, that's not a long time. So I don't know if we can just, try and make do with the time and day, the temporal time and day, then and days, then work towards the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, Doctor.
So I want you guys just to understand that we are very flexible with you, and anything that poses a challenge, we will always work along to. The first time I started teaching Azure, our classes were 6 a.m. on Saturday morning to 10 a.m. That was the most difficult class I, as an instructor, have ever taught in my life.
Why did you
Waking
do
up
that,
at
Doc?
5 a.m. on Saturday is not fun, though.
Why did you do that?
Because the trainees wanted that. We had people who had, I don't know, but eventually people got so frustrated and we had to move it a little bit. Anyway, Nelly, you had a question.
Yeah.
Yes, doctor. As I see, Saturday has to be part of the program because I have a problem with Saturday.
Yes, Saturday really has to be part of it.
Okay.
So one thing with this is sometimes you always have to find a balance. If one, that's why I like if you cannot take any of the days, then there's a problem, right? There's really a problem. But if only one day really favors you, you can at least start off with the first 2 weeks and see with the video, because the videos are not so long. The class is just 2 hours, so you can easily watch the video, right? But if you really see that it's a problem, it's okay to walk away and maybe take a different class with a better schedule. Right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Deepmon, I see you raise your hand.
Okay, I have my master's class on Saturdays, so I'm okay with Mondays, but Saturday really clashes with my other online classes.
Okay. So the good thing is that since we record this, you can rely on the recording video. You can test it out the first 2 weeks. If it's not working, it's okay to walk away. All right?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. I think that you guys just made it very simple for me. All right. All right. Can we say this is a week Memorial weekend? I'm going to leave you guys this week. and then we'll begin this class next Monday, which is not this Monday, tomorrow. Monday, the 14th of September. Right? Monday, 14th of September. And since I see a lot of, I will just push this one a little bit to 6:30, not really 7 o'clock, to 8:30. Right? And like I said, we can always readjust this by the end of the month when I have more slots available.
So for the timing, consider us at the East Coast, you know, we're 1 hour ahead.
Oh, yes. So this is 7:30 your time and 9:30.
Okay,
Right?
I had you mention 8:30 just now.
No, I'm talking about 9:30 will be your time. If I
That's
put it
8:30
Eastern time.
Central on that time.
Yeah, all this is Central time, please. All the time we're talking about here, this is Central Standard Time.
Doctor, but I thought they were proposing 7 p.m.
Well, I want to keep it 6:30.
Oh, you just talk about 8:30. So
No. The starting time. This is the range. They're from 6:30 to 8:30.
oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. All right.
And
Perfect.
Doc, Saturday is what time again? Is it 9 a.m. to 11 or 12?
No, 9 a.m. to 11 for now.
Okay.
At least it gives you enough time that when we finish the class on Monday, and I give a project, it gives you enough time to work on the project before Saturday when we meet and talk about the project.
Doctor, that notwithstanding, we'll still need the Friday and Saturday when the slot becomes available.
Okay.
Agree.
I'm at your service, please. I'm at your service anytime, anything you